Warning: the following contains explicit language and subject matter that may not be suitable for younger listeners, church folk, and people who enjoy kale smoothies.
Welcome back to APodAmongstMen. This is your host, Stevie B. Now, what I wanted to tackle in this episode is something that a lot of men might find useful. It's about dealing with women, how to talk to women, how not to talk to women, how to not be creepy. I see a lot of guys on a regular basis just, they may be good intention, but they have no goddamn idea what they're doing. And I'd like to help. So what I wanted to do is get some actual women on the show and let us know maybe some of the things we're doing wrong, some of the things we're doing right, and hopefully this could help somebody. If it helps one guy, not so great. If it helps two guys, that's good. One guy, not enough. But either way, you guys hit me up, email me, DM me, whatever you want to do. Let me know if you like it, you hate it, you have questions you want answered. Give me some feedback. All right? So here it is, straight from the source.
Sir, where can one go to find nice women here?
Oh, you got to get out and look. They ain't gonna just fall in your lap.
We have been to every bar in Queens.
Well, that's where you messed up, son. You can't go to no bar to find a nice woman. You got to go to a nice place, a quiet place like a library. It's a good woman there. And at church, it's good girls. Or this place here, where I'm going tonight, the Black Awareness Rally, it's gonna be some fine women there. Good, clean girls.
So this is A Pod Amongst Men. All right. I'm here tonight with two of the closest people in my life. One of them being Betty. Betty, say hello.
Hi, hello.
Betty is my wife. And the second is Sharlene. Say hello.
Hey, bro.
So I want you guys to talk a little bit just so people can identify your voices, like as we're on this thing. So that way people don't think it's just like one person melding together.
That was funny.
Yeah, no, that was funny. So, all right, let's start with Betty. Betty, where are you from in the world?
I am from Cuba. I've been here for about 15 years. And that's it. I'm new to this.
Where's here? You've been here? Where'd you live?
Here, I've been in Miami. I just moved to New Jersey about, I would say, not even a year, right? It's going to be a year.
Nah, not a year yet.
A year, December 26th.
That's true.
At about 11 p.m. I will never forget.
Oh.
All right, and now sister, Sharlene. Where are you from?
I was born in Boston, Massachusetts. My parents are from Puerto Rico. I've lived in Miami since I was 15, 16. And that's it.
Okay, so the reason I'm asking you about where you're from is, as you know, this episode is going to be about how to help guys to avoid being creepy and douchey and assholes. Okay? So obviously guys aren't the same everywhere we go.
No.
Miami is a special breed of men. Would you guys agree?
I agree.
Absolutely.
Okay. So one of the big things is that, like we talked about earlier, is that guys oftentimes, even if they have the best intentions, they tend to come off creepy. There seems to be a lot of trouble finding that line between confident and over-aggressive and annoying, So the big thing is that where is that line? Like, you want a guy to be confident, right?
Right.
Yes.
But not too confident.
But
Not cocky.
Okay, cocky. But where's the line? Because now there's a lot of girls that seem to be attracted to douchebags, like guys that are cocky, that any other guy is going to look around the room and say, that guy's an asshole. That guy's cocky. He's full of himself. He thinks his shit don't stink. But somehow that's a guy that leaves the bar with a girl every time.
No, because I think, there's that cocky guy where he thinks he's all that. He's very confident and he's around people and he's talking and you see him and he looks interesting. Mm-hmm. That's a cocky that we like. But that cocky where they come up to you like, oh yeah, you're coming home with me type of thing, and the way they speak to you is being cocky, like, I guess that's the difference, right?
Yeah,
we don't like.
I agree.
So you mean like a guy that's going to speak to you as if it's already a done deal.
Exactly.
Like it's in the bag. Like
Exactly.
You're just going to listen to what I have to say.
Exactly.
And that's it. Okay. Because I think there's a lot of guys who have the wrong idea, who think that's what you need to do.
No.
Like somewhere along the line, somebody told a bunch of guys, "Yo, they're yours. You got to tell them that. They're already gonna come with you. You just got to let them know."
Yeah.
And they think,
no.
"Oh, I'm just gonna rock with this forever now."
No. One thing is to have a personality, like you said, and like I don't know, be friendly.
Maybe even be like the center of attention, but not because you're being extra ridiculous, just because you're that type of person that you're social and you're talking and everybody wants, that can be somewhat attractive.
Yeah,
Right?
I agree. Absolutely.
Okay, but to be the center of attention, like what? Like in a good way. Like say, I don't know, maybe you're somebody who likes to dance. So you go out on the dance floor and you want to dance with girls. Okay, but now we approach another line where it's like, okay, you want to dance with a girl that you're just meeting for the first time, that you see a pretty girl in a club, and you want to go dance with her. You're not just going to go up and start.
Oh, that's a good one.
You're not going to start grinding your junk.
Exactly.
All over
That's
her,
the thing.
You know what
That's
I mean?
exactly, because you get that guy that comes up to you without asking, without anything, and he starts like all up on you, and you're like, who are you and what are you doing? Automatic, there's a huge wall.
Who are you? What are you doing?
Exactly. There's a
is that
huge
roll of
wall, and
dimes
it's
in your
like you
pocket?
could have been super nice, but that was it. You're done. You're done. Don't come near me. Don't talk to me. But if you go and you say, "Hey, would you like to dance?" That's different.
Now, is that like, that's not going to be viewed as corny? by
No.
someone?
No.
Or just invite her for a drink. I don't know.
Is that like, hey,
Break the
would you like to
ice.
dance?
Yeah, or whatever type of music is playing, they can start by saying, "Hey, do you like?" At least in Miami, "Hey, do you like to dance salsa? Do you like?" Because not everybody likes nor knows how to dance salsa. So they usually approach you that way. "Oh, yeah, I do." "Okay, you want to dance?"
Yeah,
Sure.
I haven't seen you around this polka hall before. No.
Well,
You
they
guys
look
you guys
at
don't
you
know
and they
polka.
see you. No, I have no idea what that means. But like I see you dancing and you're not dancing with anybody, just approach her, right? Maybe ask her to dance. If she's not dancing salsa, then don't do that. Just stay away. Maybe she doesn't know how to dance salsa.
Exactly.
There's people that don't
There's
know how to
and that's a big thing, because a lot of times somebody, before when I was single,
How many years ago that was?
Just 3.
Yeah, 3. Honey, I think you could talk. No?
Charlene's husband is also in the room right now, so she's being watched.
Yeah, I gotta be careful what I say.
got
No, I'm
his-
just kidding.
He got his Ike Turner eyes on. Anyway, so
So
come on.
so when if they don't ask you first, "Hey, do you like to dance salsa or whatever?" And they just go, "Hey, you want to dance?" And it's salsa playing. It's like, "No, thank you," because you don't know how to dance salsa. So
Okay.
it'll
now,
be good to like,
for people that don't live in Miami,
right.
salsa is not something you're. pretty
That's
much
true.
ever
So
gonna
maybe
run
just
into.
ask if you want to dance. Don't just grind on the person and assume that.
Okay, so hypothetically, think of it this way. So you're at a club, and everybody's already on the dance floor, and you see a girl, she's maybe there with 1 or 2 friends. You come up to her, and when you scream, "Hey, would you like to dance?" Like, how are you supposed to do that? If she's already dancing, you know what I mean? Do you just like, because I know you see this, now this is another thing, you see the guys who just kind of come up into the middle of a group of girls that they don't know, and they try to start dancing, and they end up making a jackass out of themselves.
Well,
Because I'm sure
That's
you've
true.
seen that. I've
We've
seen it.
seen that.
I've seen it, and it's been so painful to watch.
I've seen it, but my dear husband,
Sergio said
I
that's
can
worked for him in
totally
the
see him
past.
doing that,
Yeah.
and he's done it. And for some reason,
It works.
people dance with him.
That's what I'm saying. That works. If you're not just going in there and touching her and grabbing her, and you just go in the group of friends and
Yeah,
dance
it can
respectfully,
work.
maybe it's not a big deal.
Yeah, I know.
That had happened.
You kind of laugh
And we
about
just-
it, and you
Okay, he
dance
has
and-
personality. It's good.
Yeah.
And you just dance. Maybe you're not into the guy like for a romantic thing,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. Maybe then your girlfriend is into him. I
gotta-
don't know.
I've got to imagine that works a lot better if you're attractive.
Absolutely.
Because, I mean,
That
yeah. I mean, it'll work.
that's a tough one.
Not only that, no, I mean, an unattractive guy can come in and kind of like, and we're like, ha ha, we laugh it out, whatever, but nobody's gonna go with him talking past that. You know what I mean?
You could be a friend.
I don't care if you can dance like, you know. I don't care if it's Usher coming in. If you got a busted ass face.
Oh no!
Yeah.
But if you can dance like really good, like Usher, it doesn't matter what face you have. At least
You're
for me.
saying if some guy,
Yeah.
some guy with not like a big fat guy, but some guy with a decent sized
With
gut,
yeah.
and he's in there,
And he's.
he's in there gliding all over the place.
I would be attracted to that.
Really, just by the dancing alone.
Yes.
And if he sings,
Oh, and if he sings, that's it.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
That's,
you know,
hey,
No.
Luther Vandross made a whole career out of that.
Exactly.
Eddie Murphy said he's a big Kentucky Fried Chicken eating motherfucker, and he's out there going "Beep-a-beep-ba-ba-ba," and girls like, "Ah!"
Yep, it's true. That's... So if you have those talents, go ahead and go for it.
So talents, the dancing and singing are those talents.
Yeah.
Don't always go for the hot girl in the group.
Yeah, don't always go. Is that a thing? Don't always go for the hottest girl, because that's something that guys tell each other. Because they think that if everybody goes for the hottest girl in the group, she's gonna be like, well, no, I have my pick of whoever I want. But if they go for any other girl, then the hot girl thinks, oh, well, there's something wrong with me. It's like a form of negging. You know what I mean? It's kind of.
but
You know what I mean?
sometimes they might think she's the hottest, and maybe she's not, and she's just not getting anything, and
Well,
she would have paying attention to you if you talk to her.
Okay, now
You know
here's
what I
something
mean?
that here's
think that's
something I think you
perception.
two would be perfect to answer, because I've heard before. There's like when they see like really, really stunningly beautiful girls, people are like, oh my god, I can't believe you're single, and they say, nobody ever asked me. Nobody asked me out. I'm lonely. You know, I don't get any attention by men, and I think it's because men get intimidated, so they think, oh, she's way out of my league. But then
So I'm
if
not even
everybody
gonna
thinks
go
that,
there.
nobody's gonna think that she's in their league. And you two are very highly attractive women.
Aww.
Have you? All right.
Thank you.
This is for scientific purposes, okay?
Okay, sorry.
Hey,
But is that a thing?
Yes, that's what happens sometimes. Yeah, you don't.
Do you actually-
You get asked that a lot. Like, why is it single?
Yeah, why are you single? Yeah.
Like, well,
You can't be single.
What can I say?
I can't believe you're
Personality
talking to me.
What was?
But-
Right.
But
What's wrong with you?
Exactly.
But I mean, obviously, there's constantly guys trying to strike up conversations with you. So it's not like, because for a guy, it's very easy for a guy to go through his life and never even interact with women on a regular basis. Like, for instance, a guy like me, I work in construction. I would almost never meet any women ever in all my time if I wasn't out trying to like go to bars or go to clubs or stuff, trying to talk to people. If I was just doing my thing, working, going home, or maybe going to the gym, it would never happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's different for guys, whereas women, guys are just going to come up to you. I mean, because that does happen, right?
Yeah, that's true. They, yeah, I would say, but not all the time. Like, it's not something that happens all the time.
No,
Right.
I have realized that I think Miami men are a lot more
Forward
forward and aggressive. And I think we get more of it in Miami because seriously, like I've been in DC and I go out on my own and I go to a supermarket, I go to the store, I went
They're
to the
very
mall,
respectful.
and I didn't see anybody looking at me like they were undressing me with their eyes. Nobody has tried to approach me. But in Miami, we go out and
It's every 5 minutes.
and you get that
You're-
a lot. Like
in the
you
gas
see them like
station,
undressing,
and-
like oh hey mommy, like
the gas station, in the car wash,
everywhere.
in
Exactly.
the
It's like oh I don't want to
supermarket.
go put gas by myself. Like that's how
Yeah,
annoying
no,
it
like
gets.
you avoid or
Mhm.
getting a car wash.
Or getting
I
a
will
car wash.
Not
Mhm.
go get a car wash. By
Or
myself.
taking your car for maintenance. Like it's
Yeah.
just
I had a flat
it's
tire
dreadful.
once, and I went in, and when I was waiting, a guy had already paid for my flat tire. That was a little awkward. What
See-
do you do? And then he came in and introduced himself and all of
And
this.
now you feel like you owe him your number.
Yeah, now I feel like I have to give him my number.
That
I
wasn't
know
that
why.
wasn't when we were together, was it?
No, of course not. You
Good
would have
answer.
known.
But yeah, I mean, I think there's definitely guys who think, oh, I got to make a grand gesture, something to make myself stand out from the pack, because they probably figure, okay, here's this really attractive girl. There's probably a line of guys trying to talk to her down the block, and I got to do something that's going to make her remember me.
That's
So-
what he said. That's what he said.
See?
You don't have to go out with me, but you're gonna remember me. Okay.
That could be,
that's
that
a
could be
little
interpreted
weird.
Exactly.
in many
That's
ways.
The guy
weird.
that paid for my tire.
Yeah, remember this guy.
For all
but
you
I
know,
don't
that guy
his
could have been the
name.
reason it was flat. Could have been a setup.
Oh, Lord.
Oh Lord.
It's
Yeah.
a form of the dentist system.
Yeah.
For anybody who watches It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, unfortunately, I don't think you two are gonna fall into that category.
That's funny.
But like what are some things that guys have done, like some missteps guys have done trying to talk to you that ended up like just awful, like very uncomfortable, like things that guys can say to make things awkward. Like I know, Betty, like with your job being up here now in, you know, the land of the gringos, there's always people commenting on your accent.
Yes, that's the first question. Always. Like, oh, you have an accent. Where's your accent from? Where are you from? They don't, and I tell them, okay, hi, I'm from Cuba. They don't even understand where is Cuba, or I don't even know why they ask. I think that is not the line. I will try to avoid that.
Do you think women with accents? I mean,
We hate it.
Are you self-conscious of it?
Of course, I would love not to have an accent, but I do have it. What do I do? And sometimes I'm trying to, I don't know, I really tried. And I think I'm doing it great. And then someone comes along and tells me, where's your accent? Yeah, what? I don't have one. Yes, I do. And I hate it. So don't remind me of that.
This flat tire is so expensive, it's gonna cost me a ham and an egg.
That is not nice.
But yeah, you know, it's definitely up here because you didn't get that in Miami, did
No.
you? Even with people that didn't speak Spanish and spoke to you, never asked you, oh, where are you from?
Never.
Didn't. But
it
like,
was a shock to me. Like it was so like, okay, I can handle it once or twice. No, it's every
day.
single day. Oh
I've
my
had
God.
it. I've had friends of Sergio. Oh, where are you from? Oh, I'm from Puerto Rico. Oh my God, but you don't have an accent.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, because I was born here, maybe. I don't know. But is that just because I'm not from here or my parents are from Puerto Rico, I'm supposed to have an accent automatic? Like, that's not a thing to say. Oh my God, but you don't have an accent.
Oh, you don't look Cuban.
Oh, you don't
That's
look.
not a nice thing to say.
Yeah, okay, so never comment on a woman's nationality if you're not 100% sure.
Look, unless you're Sofia Vergara and you're making a shitload of money for sounding
Oh my God.
Like
I
that.
hate when they. Oh, you sound just like Sofia Vergara. That to
then
me
don't
is
comment on it.
death. Just death.
I know.
What about you, Sharlene? What's a common way men try to hit on you?
You look exotic.
Watch it.
Where you from? You look exotic. I'm not sure what that means. I'm not sure if to take it as a compliment or not. I don't think that's the way to go to people. Like, oh, where you from? Like you're some weird thing out of another planet.
You don't belong here.
Like you
That's
don't
pretty much
exactly.
what I'm
You look
getting.
so different. Like that's not the way to go.
Exotic as in, like, I have extra arms? or-
Exactly. Like what is that? Like I'm not sure what that means. So.
Okay, but now on the other side,
Other than
There's
that.
so many other things that you can talk about.
like
Why?
what? Okay, like what? Give me an example.
Why? Accent. Where are you from? You look weird.
Listen,
That's what I'm getting. That's the only thing I'm getting.
Okay. Ty, our son, when he gets older, what would be a good way for him to approach a girl? Like something he could say, because this is obviously geared towards helping guys, because not everybody has a coach in the corner, so to speak.
I have to say, it's very hard to be a guy when it comes to this department.
Well,
I have to give them like props.
My dad never gave me advice. You know what my dad would do? We would go to the diner for breakfast on Sundays after church, and maybe this is why I hate church so much. And the waitress would come, and he would say, "Oh, I'm sorry to ask, but do you have a boyfriend?" And she would say, "No, I don't." He said, "Oh, well, my son wanted to know. He wanted to know if he can have your number."
Embarrassing.
What?
And I'm just sitting here trying to eat my damn French toast, and I want to die. I want to jam the fork right into my trachea. You want to know? You want to know the bitch of it? She gave me your number.
Really?
Yeah, I never called it. I was so embarrassed. I was mortified.
How old were you?
I was in high school, so I was in like prime asking a girl for her number age, and I was so embarrassed and mortified. I was like, "Yo, fuck you. I hope you fall and break your 2 front teeth, you piece of shit."
No, my mom did that once at Olive Garden. I'll never forget. She liked the waiter, apparently, because he told her, "Oh my God, are you guys sisters?" And like, she was over the moon about exactly. And she's like, "Oh, and do you have a girlfriend?" And he's like, "No." He's like, "Oh, my daughter doesn't have a boyfriend either. You guys should exchange phone numbers." I'm like, some waiter from Olive Garden. I was like,
the son of a waiter.
My gosh. I was like, why, mother? Why? And she would tell me, she goes, I would leave the house. She's like, "You're not putting on makeup?" I'm like, "No." Why? She's like, "Mama, how are you going to find a guy like that?" I'm like, "Excuse me?" That was in my single days. And she was concerned. I think I was getting older, and she's like, she needs to find someone.
Now's the time.
Now's the time.
But still, we're still at this point now where it's like, what are the good ways that guys can approach a girl? Because I think, like, I know as a guy, like, we know that shit is hard. That shit is not easy.
I think, I don't know, from my experience, it's being, I don't know, normal. Conversation.
Being yourself.
Hi,
it also depends on what
doing?
setting
Yeah.
you're in a club, school,
I
work.
remember when I met you, it was refreshing because you came across
Normal.
like a normal guy, a normal conversation, very organic. We don't want to, I don't know, I guess like we just want to get to know you and the real you. Not something that you're pretending to be or trying to impress me or anything like that. Just be you. There's nothing wrong with being just a normal guy. Hi, how are you? What are you doing today? I don't know.
Now let me ask you this.
A coffee, a movie. Why not?
This, because when we first met, we were at a bar, a place where people go to meet people. Say you're walking down the aisle at a grocery store. Okay, since you're from Miami, say you're walking down the aisle at Publix, looking at cereal, and some guy's got a shopping cart going the opposite way, and he comes past you, and "Hi, how are you? My name is Fulano, so and so. You know, what are you up to today?" That doesn't seem a little awkward, out of place at a grocery store?
Yes. I would say yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So we're
at a grocery store, we are shopping. We get to the point, I get what I need, and I'm leaving the store. We don't go to a grocery store to mingle with people. So that's a little off. Don't do it at a grocery store.
okay.
Yeah.
So then
Unless you have like something, I don't know.
there needs to be some kind of
Cool.
icebreaker.
Yeah, like something as like you're looking at something and he comes out, he's like, "Oh, you shouldn't buy that. I tried it last week. It's horrible," or whatever. You know, like a
Something
little.
like
Yeah,
that.
you should.
It
Some guy.
depends.
Exactly.
You should
Not
buy
just
those
like.
pantyhose. They rip real easy.
Well, I wouldn't. I hope that's not what. I'll be like, okay, not pantyhose. That's a little weird. Why are you wearing
Do they even sell
pantyhose?
pantyhose at the grocery store?
They do.
They
Okay.
do, they do.
They do. So I know something like that. Then maybe, and if you are attracted to the guy, then maybe you're like, oh, you know.
So okay, so let's say this: if you're out of the regular arena where you would meet somebody, like a club or a bar or some kind of social event, you're at a grocery store, you're at, I don't know, whatever you're doing. If you're somewhere where it's not a typical place to pick up women, there's got to be some kind of icebreaker. You can't just walk up to somebody and start talking to them and expect them to not be a little awkward and uncomfortable. Because a lot of times I would, just like men, we go out with the intention of avoiding other people. We want to get out, get what we need, and get back home as soon as possible. And women are just the same, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that's a good caveat to remember. If you're going to do it outside of the typical areas or the normal setting, you got to have an icebreaker. You got to have an opener, something that makes it flow. You can't just walk up and start talking and expect somebody to go for that ride with you.
Yeah, and I think it's not just only talking, because, you know, I was thinking the other day that our society's so blocked us like that. Like, if somebody came out to a supermarket and said, whether it's a girl or a guy, hey, how are you? How are you doing? We find it weird, and there is nothing wrong with that. I mean,
it used to be common.
Yeah, why can't it be common? Why can't you say, oh, I'm doing great, how are you? Oh, I have a great day. Like, you know? So besides that, because there's some people that still are nice like that. Like, in the airplane, I had a lady that sat next to me, and she was like, oh, where are you from? Like, she was very social, and she
So this woman was trying to hit on you?
No,
what kind of hair did she have?
Yeah, no. I don't know.
Did she drive a Subaru?
Not sure.
That's a thing. I'm telling you, that's a thing. And no disrespect to anybody in the LGBT community, but that's a thing. There's a fucking thing.
They drive Subarus?
No, like a lot. There was a thing for a while. Lesbians always bought Subarus.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's a
I
fact.
like
You can
Subarus.
look that up. You could
I was gonna
take
get
that to
a
the
Subaru.
bank. That's a fact.
I was gonna get a Subaru. I like them.
Oh. You also listen to the Indigo Girls a lot?
You're so silly.
You like Subarus?
I like Subaru. Why?
Okay.
Is it
Oh,
them?
anyway. So what I'm getting to is, like, there should be some type of, like, maybe a look, you know, something that makes you feel like it's more than just a conversation. He actually wants, you know, something other than to just say hi or be social or...
Yeah, you can't just wear that on your sleeve that you're trying to hook up. You have to make an organic conversation.
Exactly.
And you need a reason to start an organic conversation. Otherwise, it's not organic.
Yes.
All right. So now a lot of the stuff is, you know, misinformation guys pick up along the way, like throughout their life. They get advice from their stupid idiot friends. You know, some jerk off, yeah, you know, I heard this. But a lot of the stuff I feel like you don't learn at home. That's not something that most parents teach their sons. So what kind of message do we want to give to like boys as they're growing up? Because as women, you want to raise men that are going to treat the next generation of women the way you think women should be treated. A lot of times, I think boys just don't get that. They only learn from things that they see, and the relationships have been dysfunctional for as long as there's been relationships. So unless you happen to be in a good relationship, like as a parent, and your kid sees that, where else are they going to get those examples from?
From school, friends.
From school, but I mean, you're looking at young kids. They don't know what that. I don't think of all the dumb stuff boys have done when you were young, dating. You know, that's not a role model. That's not somewhere you want to get.
They pick up a lot of bad habits like
Yeah,
that way.
they think
you don't have
they
it,
think that a dirty Sanchez is a former romance. You know, that's not a racial thing. That's just the name of it.
Is that a racial thing? Because I'm talking to two Hispanic women.
We got it.
But you know what I mean? Like, it's like women getting advice about men from other women. Like, it's probably not going to be the best. Like, I'm asking you guys advice because you're women. So I want to...
What we like.
Exactly. Going straight to the source here. So, like, what are the values that we need to teach boys? Like, how do we fix the broken stuff? Because I mean, listen, you have all this Me Too stuff going on, where guys think it's fine. As soon as they get in power, they're jerking off in front of their coworkers. Yeah, that was a thing,
Right, Louis C.K.?
I mean, I guess it's not really a coworker.
That's human resources visit.
Yeah. Not all jobs have human resources.
That is true. I think they need to.
For your son, what do you think he needs to learn?
He needs to learn how to read signals. There's women that is gonna be interesting. You are gonna know. Like, she's gonna look at you. She's gonna send signals. Once you get the signals and you get the idea that maybe she's into you, get to know her, talk to her, and get this
Be a
out of her.
gentleman.
Yeah.
It's a big thing. There's no gentlemen anymore. Like, they're really, like, I think a woman pays attention to that. Like, it's, I don't know, not every guy opens the door or waits for you to pass by at a supermarket and opens the door. Like, that's something that I personally pay attention to. And if I was single and somebody went out their way to open the door for me, not just for me, for an old lady that was going in front of me, I would pay attention to that. And that will catch my eye. And from there, I mean,
When
like, you get signals that way.
And you're putting the luggage on the overhead compartment. There's no one to help you. The guy that helps you, you're gonna pay attention to that. I was in the airport and I was very cold, and a guy, he was wearing a suit. He got his jacket and he gave it to me. He didn't know me. He didn't have to do that, and he did it. He saw me that I was very cold and he helped me out. That are things that nobody does it.
Nobody does that anymore.
It makes you pay attention. It makes you notice them. You know what I mean? That will be the things that I would teach him.
So a lot of times, just things that guys do when they don't realize that anyone's watching. Like, you made an interesting example, holding the door for, like, an old lady. Because obviously, I mean, unless he's got some kind of weird fetish, he's not trying to get any action from that old lady. Okay, that's good advice.
Yeah.
If you're going to be a gentleman, commit. Do it all the way.
That's one of the things that attracted me from my husband. He wasn't like that with just me. He was like that with everyone. And I would see that and I'm like, wow, it's not just me. It's everybody. He wouldn't let anyone pick up a heavy bag. Oh, how can I help you? And it's not just me. And he was
careful of every detail. He still is.
And that's something that definitely attracts women, at least good women, I want to say.
Absolutely. I agree.
Because that's what I would want for Tyler. Women that appreciate that.
But see, that's the thing that I tell everybody that it's, you could tell a lot about a person by what they do for people who could do nothing for them, or how they treat people that can't help them. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, you tell a lot about somebody by how they treat the wait staff at a restaurant.
Exactly.
Like, if you're a terror for waiters, you're probably just a dick in general.
I agree.
Yep.
I think that says a lot. But so, do you think that those kind of values got to start at home? Their kids supposed to pick that up from, the culture outside of the house?
From home.
It's got to start from home. It's got to start from home.
With his dad, he has to see it with everybody that he interacts.
And that's a good one, that they might think that showing off money and saying, oh, I got this, or mistreating someone that may be under them is cool and may impress a woman. That's a big no-no.
A big turnoff.
That's a big turnoff. That's one thing not to do. You are not better than anyone. And just because you have... And there's a lot of men that think that's a pickup.
They think that money
money is going to...
And to me, that's such a turnoff.
And that's
showing me how much you have is
what I can do with this money, what I can buy.
Okay, but those statements right there, that's going to throw a lot of guys for a loop, because there's a lot of guys who really believe, and through life evidence, like life experience, that when you have a lot of money and you flash that money, there's going to be women that respond to it.
If that's the type of women that you want.
Not good women.
Exactly. If that's the type that you want, then you're going to get it.
Yep.
I like that, because you're going to get women who only care about money. If you're flashing money, the women that show
that's
up,
what you're going to get.
That's what they care about. If you're flashing off your skills as a gentleman, then you're going to attract women who care about a gentleman. Makes sense. Pretty easy to follow.
Exactly. Unless you are... What's his name?
Who?
From Pretty Woman.
Richard Gere?
Richard Gere. Unless you're Richard Gere.
Then what? You're going to attract gerbils?
And you flash the money the way he did? And then, that's the only way I
But
see
he
it
was a
attractive. But he was such a gentleman. And I don't know, he did it off of like a good place.
That is true. He
was.
He was flashing the money.
He flashed that money
was
big
treating her
time.
right.
But he,
And he wasn't
but
treating
it
her like
came
a
from,
hoe.
no.
Exactly.
So I guess it's the way. You can see the intentions on people.
So arguably, the way you handle the way you carry yourself, the way you behave, goes a lot further than the money.
Exactly.
Yes.
But you don't think there's women that just only care about the money?
Yes, there is.
Oh yes.
Absolutely.
There's many women that only care about the money.
And yeah.
So pretty much it comes down to what kind of girl you're looking to attract.
Exactly.
Absolutely. You with money you can get girls. Absolutely.
Yes.
You can get a bunch of them. Is that what you want? Go for it.
And they might like you. They might like your money, not you. Because the moment that you are broke, they're leaving. I promise you that.
We've seen that one.
Oh yes.
Okay. Well, I think that's good advice. Anyway.
What was that?
Let me ask you this. Are there women that are so desperate to get married that they'll try to marry the first guy that comes along? Like, is that a thing? Like, because there's a lot of guys who like, oh, she's trying to trap me. She wants to marry me. Like, that's not really a thing. Like, women aren't. I've never met a woman that desperate. Are they out there? Are they even out there, or is it just a myth?
Yeah, your friend. I don't want to say names. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Let's just put a fake names.
You know where I'm.
You could use fake names.
That one.
Okay.
She
Mary.
will marry anybody.
Mary will marry. will marry.
She will. Yeah, we know that type of.
Yeah, there are some women that feel like they can't find anyone, and their clock is ticking, their biological clock is ticking, and they will settle for whatever pays attention. For whoever.
Are there any are there red flags to look out for those?
Yes.
Like what? Like what are some tells like that a woman like that might give away?
Rushing. Rushing. To make everything quick and official and okay, when are you? Let's move in. When are you gonna propose? When are you?
Where is this going?
Where is this going?
They just met 3 weeks ago.
Listen, I'm already this age. I want this in my life. I want this, and then they're like pushy.
They know what they want.
They know what they want, and that's what they need.
They will tell you.
You'll get that.
You don't have to guess with these women. They'll make sure you know.
They'll make sure you know.
They're gonna make it idiot proof.
When is the rain coming? And they will sing songs. If you like, you should
put a ring on it. Y el anillo pa' cuando. Yeah.
Okay. All right. This is what I hope will be funny. But do you have like a horror story and like a date gone wrong, like something a guy did that just completely ruined the entire thing? Like, is there like a good example you have of that? We're gonna leave names out.
Man, I didn't date a lot.
We'll just call everybody Fulano.
Fulano. I like Fulano. That was a good one. Horror.
You've never had anybody just completely blow it?
Nope.
Really?
I'm trying to.
Because I feel like I've done that before.
Like you say, oh crap.
But all right, so let me give you.
Have done it with you, or you feel like you have?
No, I feel like I've completely blown it, like on a date.
What? Give us.
Like, did you just say something awkward, or you get to a point in the dinner night? Here's an example. You're out on a date with a girl.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you guys are sitting across from each other, and you get like a little lull in the conversation, so it's quiet for a second. But then it's quiet for 2 seconds, and 3 seconds, and now it's like, okay, this is awkward. And now 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 seconds have gone by, and still no one's talking. It's like, now it's really awkward, and now it's so awkward where you don't know what to say, and you're getting inside your head. So now 30 seconds have gone by, and nobody said a word. You sipped on your water. There's nothing left. What happens at that point? You know what I mean?
Order a drink.
Order a drink.
Yeah.
And we have to order another water. I just finished it.
Drink alcohol.
Yeah, no.
Silly.
Yeah, no,
That could be stress.
You've never been out on a date
with
with a guy and he like for instance with the money thing, like seen a guy try to flash his money
Yes,
during
absolutely.
a date. Like,
yeah, I've been on a date and this
give
guy's only
give us the
talking-
story.
Okay, we're on a date. We went to a very expensive restaurant, and he's just talking about how much money he makes, what type of car he's buying next,
I know exactly who you're talking about.
where is he going next, that he just got a boat. Let's go on the boat, and all of these things, and it's just talking about money and money and money.
And what's going through your head this whole time?
Like, oh my
Oh,
god,
please,
really?
oh my
This
God.
is all you have.
Where's my
This is
my
it?
lifeline? Call me.
You ever have like a setup where your friend's gonna call you at this time?
Yeah, and then it's an emergency.
If you don't answer, the date's going well. If you do answer, that means you need to abort right away.
Well, she doesn't have to tell me. I'll
No.
just text her.
Yeah.
Do you need me to call me? Do you need me to call you? Nope. Okay, we're good.
We're good. Yeah, like that. No, I just stayed the entire date, and that was it. I think that
And
was
then
it.
you never called him back.
No,
And then you're just no. That's it.
that was it.
I've never. I'll be honest. I didn't date much because I was afraid of that awkward silence. I can't take that.
Really?
Yeah, I wouldn't unless I knew you and we became friends. Then we'll go for it. I think and I knew Sergio from before, so it wasn't. It could have been awkward, but it wasn't. But I don't do dates.
I don't like dates.
I don't.
First dates are tough.
I don't do
are
dates.
tough.
And that awkward silence
It's
kills
horrible.
me. Kills me.
Now, do you feel with an awkward silence? Do you feel bad? Like, oh my god, like this guy is really screwing up, or do you feel like, oh my god, I don't know what to do? Like, do you
It
put the
depends.
blame on him, or
Depends.
If I like him,
Uh-huh.
I put the blame on me.
Uh-huh.
If I don't like him, I will
put the blame on him.
Like, oh Lord.
It's like if you really like him, you're like, oh my god, what am I
What do I
doing?
say?
What do I say? I'm so boring. Oh my god, he's gonna think I'm an idiot. I'm like not talking. You start saying all these things to yourself. But if you don't really like him, you're just
so
like,
boring.
you see, he doesn't talk. He doesn't have a topic of conversation. We have
anything.
nothing in common. Like you start just. That's it.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
How it works. We're so unfair.
Yeah, if you don't like them, that's it. You better have a good ass personality. Because I think a lot of people go out on dates sometimes because they're just okay, you know,
This is
or they
what-
feel
this is what
bad,
we're
or
supposed
let's
to
give
do,
it a,
yeah.
you know, that's what. Let me just do it, put myself out there, and you go out and you already go with that. I mean, it's not. You go with that mentality that it's not my ideal man, but I'll go, you know? So that person better step it up. And then at the end of the night, it's like, oh my God, he's not what I thought. He's definitely not what I thought. He's so great and this and this and that. So you better make a good impression. And it could go both ways because you could be like, oh my God, this guy is so hot. He's so cute. I can't believe he asked me out. And you're so
Like,
pumped.
I
And
was
then
attracted to the guy that I wanted
they
to
open
date.
their
I
mouth
was actually attracted to
and they
him.
start talking and you're like, oh Lord,
What a
help
turn
me,
off.
Lord, you know?
You've had that happen?
Yeah, I've not on dates, but like I've liked, just like I've seen someone and I'm like, oh my God, he's so cute. And then I'll start talking to him or whatever, we'll start interacting and I'm like, no way.
What does he say? What's wrong with him? What is it? What is it about his mouth that's ruining it for himself?
Let me see this particular person was very conceited. I can't take that. I can't.
It's the cockiness.
Yeah, it's the cockiness. I can't. It's not attractive to me at all.
There's a
It's
fine
just
line.
talking about themselves and no.
There's a fine line between cockiness and confidence.
There is.
You know,
Big time.
and a lot of guys don't realize when they've crossed it.
Oh, have you ever dated a guy that will tell you, oh, I will never get married again?
Again?
Again.
Oh.
No.
I met a guy once. Said, "Oh, I was married once and it was a nightmare. I will never get married again." He said that. And I had a friend that told me that means that he will not get married to you, but he will get married again. So that's a thing not to say.
Yeah, you got a lot of men also say, "Oh, I don't want kids," and then they have kids, but with somebody else.
Yeah, usually when it says, like, I don't want a relationship, they just mean I don't want a relationship with you.
Exactly.
Oh, I've done that.
Because I think everybody does. I don't think
I did that too. You know to who, and
Yeah.
then I think
that's not.
it's like, what do you mean? I thought you didn't want a relationship. Well,
it was not with you. Sorry.
The with you is silent.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
It is. We do that.
We do that. Yeah.
Men do that too.
Everybody does that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think there's people. Well, I'm sure there are people, but most people, I think they don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
And not only that, maybe
you believed it that time?
At that time you believed it, and maybe they didn't. I don't know.
Yeah, at that time when you're looking at that person in the face, like, yeah, I don't think relationships are for me, and then you see somebody you like, and like, oh, yeah, this is how it's supposed to feel.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I think we all know, like, no, I do run a relationship just with somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, this is actually really good stuff. I think a lot of guys just either don't have a lot of friends that are girls, like platonic friends that they can actually talk to and ask about this kind of stuff. So they just what are they gonna do? Go online and like look for blogs that women are gonna hope that it's accurate. I mean, that's pretty much all they could do right now with this, but I am sitting in front of two real live human women, so it's good to have some kind of resource to get this kind of information from. Because like I said, nobody's teaching people this. Nobody's teaching guys.
Mm-hmm.
And women get, you hear a lot of women, at least on social media, but they complain, that where's the gentleman? Like guys today, they're not like they used to be. There's no values.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know how to treat women. Well, a lot of times, where are they going to learn?
Yeah.
Because all they see is what's on TV. They see what's in front of them. And women, I think, need to stop allowing douchebag guys to pass through. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And I sometimes see like marriages where they're not a gentleman and they're married and they have a wife and they seem in love.
Exactly the point.
You're just like, oh my God, how are they together?
Like,
how does she like that?
If a kid sees his mother, putting up with that kind of behavior, he's gonna think that's normal.
Mm-hmm.
So I think one of the best things, at least, that a parent or a couple can do for their son is to show them, like a father, what he could do is he could take every chance he can to love his wife and the kid's mother, so the kid can see their mother being treated properly, being treated with love. And that's the idea he gets. You think, oh, that's the way it's supposed to be. If you grow up in a house where your parents are fighting and screaming at each other all the time, odds are you're going to get with somebody and you're going to end up fighting and screaming all the time.
Right.
So it all does, it trickles down to your kids. They're going to repeat what they see and hear.
I guess we have to teach them how to be a gentleman.
And it has to be genuine, because you can't just we can't just talk about this here and say, I think they need to be gentlemen, open doors, and be courteous with women and others, and just do it for a short period of time while you get into her pants, and then it goes out the door, because that's not who you are. That's I don't think that's
what
like
you say. I find it that a lot of guys tell you things just to say it, and they don't even mean it. Just whatever you mean, just say what you mean and mean what you say. I think that's key. And be a man of your word. Keep your word. If you promise something, just do it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's good advice for life in general.
Yeah.
Because anytime you interact with anybody.
Yeah, I'm gonna call you later.
Yeah.
And they never call.
If you're just gonna constantly bullshit people,
I'm gonna call you back
obviously
in
word
5
isn't worth a
minutes.
damn.
And then you don't call back. that's not a way to go.
I think you just need to be yourself. There's somebody out there for everybody, and someone's attracted to something that you may have that I may not like. That, you know, just be yourself.
Yeah,
And
whatever it is you are, just be that. Be
exactly.
genuine.
Be genuine. Be who you are, and you will attract the right person.
If you're not
for
cool, don't try to be cool.
Exactly.
Because it's not going to play well.
Because you're gonna look fake. You're gonna look out of your element. It's not gonna look cute.
can't
Being
fake
who
the
you
funk.
are is what makes you attractive.
Pay attention to detail.
Detail, what do you mean? What kind of
I
detail?
don't know, if you actually like a girl and you know her, just pay attention to whatever she likes, whatever she's saying that she likes. If she wants to go see a show, if she wants to go watch a specific movie, just keep that in mind.
See, now I think that's pretty intuitive for most guys. Like,
That doesn't happen a lot. It's
but
not very common.
here's what I mean though. Sometimes, like for instance, with you, when our first date, it, you know, it's not like you were the most talkative person in the world.
I know.
Sometimes I got to carry the conversation a little bit. So
I know you did good. No awkward silence.
Yeah.
No.
No, none.
No,
I guess
not
not.
really.
It was good though. We lucked out because we were in the city. There's never a shortage of things to do there. You could literally just walk down the street for hours, and you could make a date out of it because there's always something going on. But I mean, if for instance, say you're a girl, okay, you're you, and you're shy.
Girl.
You don't have a lot
Don't
to say.
Say I'm a girl. I'm a girl.
A woman.
Okay.
But you're a little shy. Nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
So, if you're not saying a lot, you're not giving that guy much to go off. You know what I mean? So, he's kind of just taking a stab in the dark, because if you're not giving him the signals, you're not telling him things, giving him a little nugget to keep the conversation going. It's hard, and that's, I feel like, a lot of times when guys stumble, when the mistakes get made. You know what I mean? Because there's no rails, there's no guide, there's no, like, at least if there's some kind of little trail that a guy can follow, little breadcrumbs you leave out, little, oh well, I like this, and you know, oh, I have a cousin who was in the Navy, and this and that, and you know, my mother plants flowers, and my father doesn't wear socks, and something for a guy to go off of. Unless you're you're leaving that little trail of breadcrumbs. A lot of times guys can get messed up, and they veer off into, you know.
I was shy, but I told you I like flowers. I told you a little things. Now, if you take all of that and you put it together, then you did what you did. You sent me flowers at work. You made it happen. You know, you followed through to the little details I gave you. She will give you details. You just have to pay attention to those.
I did have
she
to
will
kind of
send signals.
I did have to stalk you a little bit for those flowers.
Right.
Because it's not like you gave me your work address. I knew you worked at a realty office. A realty office. So I knew that it was in Miami. I knew that it was in a general area, and I knew the name of the company, at least the name of the corporation. So all I did was search the offices in that company in that area online on Google.
You see all of
and that office came up with your picture listed as, you know, so and so. Like, okay, that's the place. But that's a little stalkerish, don't you think?
No. I think that's why we're married today. Because that showed me that you were really interested.
Yep.
And you know I was attracted to you.
I hoped.
Okay, so I think you did the right thing. Now, if you meet me at this gym in the parking lot, and you just looked at me. Oh, hey,
Julia.
Yes, just like that. And you just looked at me. And you Google my name because you saw it in the screen at the gym. And you Google my name, Google where I worked, and you send me flowers. That's creepy. I don't know you. Why are you sending me flowers? And how do you know I work here? That is creepy. But we had a conversation. We were talking on the phone.
Bill, there was a foundation there.
You knew, exactly. You knew where I worked. You just didn't have the address. That's a difference. That makes a difference, and it's telling me that you're really interested. And that's why we're married today, because of those little things that you did. That it might seem little to you, But to me, it was the world.
Yep.
You're going to the trouble of looking where at work to send me flowers. And it was a total surprise to me, and it meant the world.
Okay. Duly noted. Obviously, I don't have to go scouring the internet anymore to find where to send your flowers to. A lot easier to just bring them home. So, okay. With guys, all right, I think what we've established here is a good rule. You want to talk to a girl, okay? If you're going to talk to her at a place like a bar or a club, where you know that's a place where people go to meet people, it's a lot easier to approach someone. Okay,
Yes.
if you're going to do it, if say you happen to be at the grocery store and you just see a girl that, you know,
That you like or you're attracted to.
you see the girl of your dreams walking down the bologna aisle, you need to have an icebreaker. You can't just walk up and start trying to spit game. There needs to be something happening to start the conversation. Otherwise, you might just have to let that one pass by because you're going to end up ruining it anyway.
Yeah.
But you at least have to think and try.
Right.
Okay? And if you do happen to get the conversation going, ask them questions. Be genuinely interested.
Correct.
Be honest.
Be honest.
Transparent.
Don't lie.
Don't lie. Then
Every time those lies are going to come back to haunt you.
And you don't have any kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't start making bullshit up. Because
Exactly.
It's gonna come out.
Be you.
Okay, but the other thing is now, say you do get the phone number. Is it a myth? The whole you have to wait a couple of days to call the person.
It's a myth.
It's a myth.
If you're interested, you're gonna call right away.
What's right away?
Okay, you met at the grocery store.
We met at the
right?
grocery store. It's 3 p.m. on a Saturday. I saw you at the grocery store. You gave me your number. Against all odds, I pulled the number. Okay, I get home. It's now 3:30 p.m. Can I call you right now?
No,
I don't think
will
so.
say no.
I think fucking not.
No,
In the car on your way home.
Hey,
Hey,
I
I just
saw
left the
you.
supermarket. You remember me? You remember
Are
me?
you still there? No, I will call. I will say like, you can call the same day at night or the morning after.
Call or text.
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 Go for a text.
Go for a text
2018.
first.
Send a fucking text.
Yes.
Yes. Go for a text. We don't like to talk on the phone. I don't know you yet.
Yeah.
Let's just
Exactly.
start by
Let's start.
texting.
Let's
Baby
start it
steps.
off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When we're comfortable with the text, then we can step it up to a call.
Exactly.
Okay.
Don't just FaceTime her.
No, oh my God.
Please
never
don't.
FaceTime.
Never
Don't
FaceTime.
do
No,
that.
unless-
No.
Unless it's like previously arranged.
Exactly.
Exactly. If
Don't-
we're in an agreement of a FaceTime, okay.
But
But
no.
don't just
do
surprise
not.
someone with a FaceTime or video call or just send me a video. Don't send me a video.
Yeah. Don't play those games. I'm gonna wait 2
or-
days
Yeah.
to call her so she can. No.
Yeah, I agree. Or, okay, I send you a text, you replied, and then I take 3 hours to reply.
Yeah,
to
because
that
you don't
text.
want to seem desperate.
No.
No.
That's another myth. We are talking, you answer, I respond, and that's it. That's a conversation, back and forth.
What about-
Until I say bye-bye, you just don't drop the phone. Unless you're telling me that you are at work and you're busy or something
Exactly.
like
But
that.
what
But
if-
if we are having a conversation, just stay with your phone.
What about the girls that take 3 hours to respond
That is
to text?
rude. Don't talk to her. Don't talk to her anymore.
This you can't see this through the podcast, but I'm staring intently at my wife right now.
I knew that was gonna come.
Yeah.
That was coming.
I'm an exception to the rule because I'm never glued to my phone.
You know what my record is for waiting on a response from you? 9.5 hours.
Lies.
Yeah,
When
I-
was that?
It was 2015. I remember I was still working at Harborside in Jersey City.
When was that?
It was early on.
But you
It was
guys were
early on.
already boyfriend and girlfriend?
No,
You were just dating?
we might have it was really close to
9
when.
hours?
Yeah, you made me wait all day.
Why?
And I was stomping around the job. I was like, what the fuck? This girl, she's playing games, bro.
When was that? But we were mad or
I
something?
think you were mad at me.
Okay, that's something else.
But it wasn't because something
If I'm
happened.
mad, it's something
I
you
didn't
did.
know you were mad.
But you did something.
Now I know you were mad.
But what did you do?
What was it?
I think I told you.
So early on?
It was. I told you that I thought some girl had a crush on me.
At a party that you went?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Okay.
But you guys were together already.
Were we together already?
Yeah.
We were.
Yeah,
You
we
were.
just together.
You were.
That's not the way to go.
You were together.
That's
You tell me,
rude.
you come home, you say, "Oh, this guy, he paid to fix my flat tire. This guy
I
thought
never
I had
said
an
that
exotic
to you.
accent."
You just found out now.
You just said it. You just said it on the podcast. Everybody heard you.
That we were not together.
Okay, good save.
When we are mad, that doesn't count. Of course, I'm mad. I don't want to talk to you. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You've never just not
Made
replied
it-
to a
you
text
never made
because you
Sergio
were
sweat
mad
it
at
out?
him?
Yeah, but he'll just call.
He didn't call. He just waited.
Mm-hmm. He'll call. Are you ignoring me on purpose? Yep. Why? You know why.
You know why?
Okay, but now, say you're the guy who just got the phone number.
Mm-hmm.
And say she responds right away at first, and now she's taking forever. Is
But
that
you
a-
know,
is that a
that's a
signal?
thing. No, that's something that some guys and people take. They'll start putting things in their head. Oh my God, she doesn't like me. Oh my God, she doesn't know what to write back. I shouldn't have said that. Maybe it's something I said. Let me go back. Let me look. Maybe it was this that offended her. No, sometimes people get busy. Things come up.
You know
It's
what I
easy-
had one day?
Things
I'm
happen.
talking to a guy with nothing, but we're just talking via text. It was at night. He sent me a text. I sent him a text. He replied. I fell asleep. When I wake up, I have 3,000 messages from
You know
him
what?
saying, "You know what? Don't talk to me anymore. You're gonna play it like that, then don't talk to me." He was Superman.
You know what they're
and
gonna
then
think?
the next text is, "I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I'm sorry. I just thought you
Psycho.
were ignoring me." It was so weird.
And this
Like-
is a guy you weren't even dating?
No, we were not even dating.
Can
we
I-
were talking.
Can I go out on a limb and assume this guy was Cuban?
Nope.
Really?
Uh-huh.
What was he?
Another country. From South America. Colombian.
Colombian. He was on that booger sugar then. He was on that Escobar. But I think that's something that happens too when we're sitting there waiting and we get no response, especially if we really like you. Our minds go
Yeah, no.
nuts. They don't
I
stop,
understand.
and you just assume the worst. Like, oh, I
I
fucked
think
this up.
we all do
We
it.
do the
That's why
same
I'm giving you
thing.
those examples.
But
Because
the only difference is that we're not gonna text you everything that we're thinking. We're not gonna go
No,
and tell
of
you,
course.
"Oh my God, you're ignoring me." We're not gonna do that.
Yeah,
But
don't-
we think the same way.
I have a general rule of thumb. If you don't respond to a text, I might give you one or two more texts. If I get like 3 in a row with no response, I'm not texting anymore.
Good rule.
I'm not calling. I'm not texting. If you send 3 texts and all 3 of them go unanswered, turn off the phone. Throw it in the corner. Don't keep texting.
Yeah,
Because there's no way
and
you're
this
going to
is
come out of
all
that
like
looking
at
good.
the beginning of dating, correct?
Yes.
That's my rule of thumb.
If you
No.
if it's your husband or if it's your girlfriend,
You get worried.
I get
Oh,
worried.
what
if it's my
happened?
wife, I'm
Something
calling.
happened. Yeah, that's
Exactly.
What I'm saying. If
'Cause
it's
you're
just
saying-
dating,
But we're
it's one
married. We're
thing.
past all this stuff. This is for guys who aren't there, aren't where we're at yet.
I know that's
You're my
what
wife.
I'm saying.
You belong to me. You're my
That's
property.
why I'm asking.
What?
Rewind.
Go back.
What's
That's
going
why I'm
on?
asking if it's at the
Trying to make sure you're awake.
beginning. You know?
At the beginning, yes, of course. That doesn't go with anything else.
Yeah, if it's the
If
beginning.
it's boyfriend, girlfriend, I am going to call and make sure you're okay. I'll call you. Oh, you're alive.
Okay.
You're ignoring me? Okay, bye. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to make sure you're okay.
All right. I think, we just broke an hour, ladies.
Wow.
We're so interesting.
Think of how nervous you were before we started this.
I know,
Yeah.
I think I like this. We should open our own podcast. You and me.
Okay, well, until that day comes. Thanks for listening, guys. Remember to find us on Instagram and Twitter at APodAmongstMen. Obviously, you're listening to this podcast, but make sure you share it, subscribe. If you're listening on iTunes, make sure you give us 5 stars. 10 stone user. I don't know. I'm an Android user, so top marks. Give us top marks. Unless we suck, in which case, don't give us 1 star. Just don't rate it though. It's that simple.
Yep. Just skip over it.
You know, don't stick your finger in our eye. Try to make something here. All right, people. We'll see you next week.
Bye.